That's right, it's another late night, which means it's time for another reach into the Just Giggle grab bag, and tonight we're pulling out. Oh, something feels a little funny and familiar in here. Let's pull it out. Oh my god, ha ha ha, it's the Joker's Confession, a new audio drama presented by Just Giggle It.
So, Dragon, we have Joshua Thomas, the man of many hats. And Dragon, I don't know. Do you think he can handle another hat? This is yet another hat he's kind of adding on to his repertoire, dude.
See, here's what needs to happen. Joshua Thomas needs to go to a patent clerk, and he needs the patent like a Jenga, but it's hats. Hats like hat Jenga. So like little hat blocks, or like little, kind of block-shaped hats, like all different sizes and shapes. Like a little cat in a hat one, you got like a little fedora, and they kind of stack them.
So Dragon, this is kind of an unconventional grab bag for us, but we asked the man himself if
he said do it as a grab bag. I disagree with it, but he said
a grab bag. Yeah,
I think he's mistaken, but he makes the rules. There we go.
You think he's mistaken?
A little bit, yeah. I think he's mistaken, but he said, do it as a grab bag. What can I do to argue that logic? I mean, he made it.
So I think the big difference here that we have to kind of delineate is the JGI grab bag is like specifically Dragon. What I like about it, about our approach is like it's not really just us recapping the stuff that at this point our good friends are doing, but it's also just analyzing comedy, right? It's kind of like our exercising and kind of like breaking down the finer points of comedy. And this thing ain't very funny. It's compelling. Not so funny.
I mean, it's got charisma to it, but, I mean, we do some dark stuff in a funny ha-ha way, but,
It's like kind of like the Joe Pesci thing. Like, am I ha-ha funny?
Can you imagine if the Joker pulled like a Pesci on somebody? Do I clown you? Do I amuse you? What's someone gonna do? He's just gonna wet himself at that point. I don't know what to do. He's like, oh, what do I say? He's gonna kill me and make my family watch. Oh god.
All right, so Dragon, we have we have Bedazzled 4720 in the comments. Just said love the series. Hey there, Bedazzled. Happy to have you. Would you like to set the stage for this?
I'd love to, yes. So the Joker's Confession. So basically what happened is Joshua Thomas, he invented a way of doing more Harley Quinn the Joker versus the real world, while kind of getting back into production, kind of the post kind of pandemic adjustment period. It was kind of I believe this was produced maybe towards the tail end. Or, well, again, we're not exactly 100% out of it. But,
oh, God, I wish.
Since the ramping down, I believe that's when it came out. The point being, it's going to be a while before Harley Quinn the Joker versus the real world can get fully back into production. So, in the interim, we have this, which is kind of done from the comfort of kind of the old homespun charm. Joshua Thomas can do this anywhere right now, even San Antonio. So, this, according to him, we got this confirmed by the Man Off podcast. It was this is in canon with Harley Quinn and Joker versus the real world. These are kind of like misadventures between the cracks of the episodes, and I mean, depending on how it is going forward, it could take place, kind of like after where we left off in Harley Quinn the Joker versus the real world. Who knows? And it's basically, I loved the presentation of this up front too. Like it's presented. We have like the nice little headphone message, like where the headphones, you get the full audio experience. You kind of channel the old radio drama effect.
Yeah, and Dragon, I feel like this is a fad that I've actually kind of jumped into. Radio dramas are coming back in a big bad way, Dragon. They are the new fad. Have you noticed this?
Well, yeah, and again, take a big reason for that, especially recently, again, since last year, really, because everyone's kind of at home and they've been finding interesting ways of doing stuff. Someone else we've kind of talked to a time or two, Blinky Productions. He's done gobs and gobs of these audio dramas, and they've been really, really inventive. And here's what I love about it, and this is why when I saw this for the first time, or at least heard it, I don't know how you want to, we are watching something, but my point is,
well, I don't even know about that, because it's like like it's more listening to it. I mean,
I
guess
know. I'm
there's
just saying.
tapping, so it's technically a video on YouTube that you consume.
Okay, my point is the point when I experienced this thing the first time, whatever. What I really loved about it is that it really channels kind of the roots of Batman the Animated Series, which is very much steeped in radio dramas. The way they record it, they have all the players kind of sitting around. Like that was the really inventive thing about the DCAU in its beginnings. They would gather
all the players being Joshua Thomas and Joshua Thomas.
Well, pretty much. But what else is new there? We've seen Joshua Thomas act against himself like in threes.
Right.
I mean, this is not surprising. So just this is small potatoes for him. Even he doesn't have to be seen to do this one. The other one we saw him act against himself technically 4 times.
Oh God!
Let's see, 2 brothers, a father, and
that number like off the top of your head.
Yeah, as again, like 2 brothers, a father, and the back
like
half of a mother.
Spreadsheet of different facts of JGI.
Well, yeah, I mean we did like a whole biopic, Tiki. Of course, I got those facts.
Okay. Oh wow! Now I'm curious. Like, so could you like pull up like off the top of your head like how many shorts Poncio has been in?
What do you mean sketches? Period.
Yeah. Like, you have that info like off like.
I mean, I don't want to. I think we're wasting a little bit of time here, but let's just say
curious about your process. But
I could figure it out, but not on the fly like this.
All
it's
right,
like,
all right.
Have to subtract from like I believe 85, and it'd be like a whole. Let's not dwell.
All right.
Okay, regardless, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like very much like how they recorded the animated series, just getting them all kind of in there, and it very much kind of channels the roots of that. Which this show has always been very close to kind of the most Paul Dini Joker writing, so it's just seems very on brand. I do want to make a note here before we dive into it. This is basically just kind of the foundational stuff. The presentation on this one, again with the headphone thing and everything, but beyond that, I think this one visually is put together better than the next one because of the setting.
You see, I haven't even touched the next one yet, actually, to tell you the truth.
Well, just to focus on this half, I will say this. I think the whole, like, going into the confessional and everything, and that's why we have, like, the black screen. I think there's an excellent transition.
There is definitely some flourish to it, for sure.
That's what I'm saying. I like that in our first inaugural episode of it. It's like we have a great bridge going into the radio drama. Like, okay, so we have, like, a little visual kind of, like, setting the stage, and then we go into presumably a dark space, ergo we're not going to see anything. I think that's great. It's a genius idea.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, so yeah, let's break it down.
Okay, so yeah, like you said, we start everything with the headphone thing, and then the sound design is really on point as well. The sound mixing, the the footsteps, the echoes, everything sounds very authentic.
And the headphone thing does really help too, because it gives you like a theater of the mind thing. It works wonders.
Uh-huh.
So so the narrator, which is also kind of technically a third Joshua Thomas role in this.
Oh God.
Narrator, we see we have this excellent build and foreboding atmosphere as we see the church exterior, and it's like a man walks through the large, intimidating doors, and it's like their midday prayers going on, and you have like the money shot essentially before. It's the only shot we really have of this whole puppy. So, which is
what I like about this is it kind of reminds me of a teaser trailer where it's like you get the one shot and it's like enough to like, oh, there he is. It's like
I really
don't
do love
get him
this.
in full profile, but he's still out there, man.
I really do love this image because it's a classic Joker image of him in the fedora with the purple coat. And we haven't done that on the Harley Quinn the Joker versus the Real World yet. So I just love kind of very indicative of the whole laughing fish sort of kind of era of Joker and Jokers, the Denny O'Neil era, which we brought into the animated series a couple times. Regardless, it's just a great money shot that like we see a dark figure from behind, and then basically he looks at the large crucifix for a moment, and like he's intrigued. I like to think the Joker's intrigued because what a heck of a way to torture and kill someone. Crucifixion. I never would have thought of it. So then it goes into the confessional, and this just sets the tone perfectly. Is that a witness testified that all they remember was the back of a purple suit.
Yeah, I love that detail. It kind of reminds me of like a David Fincher movie or something.
That's what I'm saying. I love
very
it again.
Seven-esque.
Yeah, and what's great too is that again, then once the purple is added, then the suit kind of becomes purple with the color reveal. So that's just like in the image. So that's what I'm saying. We do so much with so little in terms of our main image, and it kind of paints the picture beautifully for what we're about to incur as being kind of like a scary, ominous kind of black space. It's like that Drew. Remember that Drew Carey attraction at Hollywood
Oh
Studios?
God, yes. I
It's
never
kind of
went on
like
it,
that.
but yes, I know of its existence.
It's like a far better version of that.
The far better version of that. Did you
Yeah,
ever do it? I assume you
yeah,
did.
yeah. I did it once. Yeah.
Oh, you know what I did though? Mr. Lincoln actually had something that used the same technology, and it was like kind of like a little pre-show thing in the
Hmm.
theater before you saw the Lincoln animatronic. It was really weird because Monkey and I have gone on tangents about this before, but it was like you just like, okay, you're enlisted to fight in the Civil War, so you got to go get a haircut, and then like you'd feel like the scissors on your I don't know.
Right. So that's the thing. So just you remember the back purple suit. He descends in the darkness, and that one again. That's our perfect transition on the inside, but also the fact there's a witness, which means some troubles about to break out, and you kind of feel it. And you confirm with the fact a witness was involved. All right, so then Theater of the Mind takes us into the dark confessional. Again, I like the subtitles are in color, which is great. Like the purple for the Joker's dialogue, white for the priest. That's great.
Yeah,
For the
yeah.
father. All right, so we have this. I love the irony just of this as a premise. We're okay. They have, of course, very famously, the Joker's been part of an interrogation. The interrogation scene from The Dark Knight, and this is the opposite of that. It is a confession without Batman being involved at all.
Yeah, right.
All right, so let's see. So it kind of goes simply like
I
this.
don't really know how to do this without just reciting the dialogue track.
That's all we can do, though. We got to talk about the dialogue and the performance.
I mean, do you literally just want to like recite it?
Well, we got to talk about what happened somehow, right? I mean,
Right.
I'm not thinking round off some parts. I'm just saying for the good stuff, It was like, bless me, Father, for I have sinned. It's been, well, I've never confessed.
I'll be the priest and you be Joker, all right? Well, what are your sins, child?
Too many sins to list. They ask, do you have a forgiveness blanket, something to cover everything?
Yeah, and then let's see. Well, sorry.
This is why I said roundabout.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
The point being, it doesn't work like that. And I love just in the dynamic. You have like Joker's bravado, and you have like the stern kind of man of the cloth here. It's like it doesn't like the stern father figure. As we know, Joker hated his father. No, I'm kidding, but you know what I mean. He's yeah. All right, yeah.
So let's see. The priest is kind of asking him what he needs forgiveness for, right? Basically.
Yeah, and I love immediately the Joker calls the father out on on the hypocrisy and kind of doubt of belief. Where he says, like, "Oh, Father, we both know you don't know if this works at all."
Yeah, and then I really like the allegory Joker makes about like how people only seem to see God when they at the end of their life they seem to cry out for the guy.
Yeah, so my read on this whole thing is that Joker, again, the wonderful thing that Denny O'Neil kind of ingrained in the Joker, that of course this show really revels in so many ways. The Harley Quinn Joker vs. the Real World, the audience out there might be jumping on for this. Is that it's what the random quality of the Joker that informs all the iconic versions, where it's the idea of the Joker's walking down the street. In this case, he's like driving around L.A. and he sees a church and he goes, I want to go in the church. He said a curious thought about why do people always call it God when they're about to die? Why they're always pleading to God before I kill him. It's just like the random thought. Joker's all about the randoms. Like Denny O'Neil famously has always said, had always said, if the Joker walks by your path, he'll give you 100. He'll either give you $100 because he likes your shoes, or he'll kill you because he likes your shoes. You never know what he's gonna do. So,
I love this little detail where he's saying like people right before they die they ask if something about he. I'm sorry.
Let's see.
I just really like the fact that when he says he, the he in the subtitles is capitalized. That's what I have in my notes. I don't have the exact wording. I'm sorry.
Right. Let's see.
I just have capital HE.
let's see. Oh, I know what you're talking about. It's like, what does he think of me?
Yeah, what does he think of me?
I
Yeah,
think
that's
the
it. I
me's
really like the
capitalized.
emphasis on the capital H.
Right.
That's honestly one thing that I learned in creative writing, where capitalizing certain words will it's one way to like really get an emphasis on something.
So yeah, so that's the thing. Of course, Joker always very much the egomaniac that he is. Emphasis on the maniac. He's very much. They're always talking about him, but I'm the one killing him. Why? Wonder what this almighty power thinks of me. Again, Joker kind of evaluating himself in the eyes of the Almighty. So I just on principle with the character period, especially through this show and everything else. I love seeing what Joker does in his off time. I love that idea of like seeing what the Joker does in kind of on the mundane scale, but knowing who that character is. And it's the idea that religion and kind of the bylaws of the natural order, of man would be a joke to the Joker. That's basically what he's mocking. Here's that, religion, like the rules and how this all works to him, it's a joke. which he's always mocking so well here. And anyways, we have like anyway, I'm sorry. So that, basically, what happens is, that's I'm kind of selfish. It's one of my sins. You can write that down. And the father says, "No, he'll do that for me. I don't have to. I'm not writing any of this down. Like, he works for you, does he? Sounds more like a secretary than an almighty ruler." It's like a classic Joker with a twisted point, and that like rulers should be,
The priest says rulers should be, sorry.
Yeah, rulers should be slaves to the
Yeah, and then the priest
kingdom.
says they are actually the ones who serve. Yes.
Yes. I
I'm
like
sorry,
the sound.
Jack. I feel like I'm flopping on this. Without the visual, I just have nothing to work off of. I'm really sorry. This is I'm really like I'm really in like I feel like I'm like in the first year of me recapping shit.
Well, so let's see. So what happens here is
like this really does feel like it's like taking away like what am I don't know. Let's just get through this.
All right, well, just
I have a feeling I'm gonna have a hard time with the next one. It's 10 minutes long.
Okay, well, let's just roundabout it here. Simply,
all right.
Joker's like, I don't like the sound of that. You expect me to do things for my lackeys? I love how we're transcendentally kind of talking about Howard, even though he's not in the episode. For my lackeys? Like, I'm going to get Howard's dry cleaning?
Right.
So, of course, the father underestimates the Joker as a... I love this. The priest, at least, I wonder what your take on this was, Tiki. Do you think the father underestimates Joker as like a hard case to educate, like an after-school special? Like, I'm going to teach this kid about the Lord.
It's a priest in LA. And LA is a pretty messed up place. There's probably a lot of messed up people.
Well, case in point.
He's dressed in a clown suit. I mean, I think he probably just thinks he's crazy and he's just kind of trying to do his job and give him what he wants to hear, essentially. That was my read on it.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay.
Because like I said, like if it was like a more a more Bible Belt location, then I would like I don't know, I would imagine that a priest in LA is kind of like a priest in Gotham. It's kind of like a fruitless endeavor. Yeah. It's a sinless wasteland in both locations.
Yep. However,
the full wasteland.
The cool thing though is the Priest in Gotham get episodes like like It's Never Too Late. That's kind of the cool thing about Priest in Gotham. Anyway, sorry. Anyway, I would say so. We have all right. With the priest, the father's trying to get the name. Like, what's your name, son? This is a great callback to episode 4 of Harley Quinn Joker vs. the Real World. My friends call me Jay, but I'm going to stop you right now, Father. I'm enjoying the conversation, but you are not my friend. Man of mystery. And this is where we get all the meat of the thing, Tiki. So I'm running away. You're running away from something, someone. Now, my interpretation is, so aside from the Addison of it all, the whole Addison's inevitable reaction to learning that Harley and Joker are, in fact, Harley and Joker and killing people and stuff of the like, the biggest mystery of the show is why would the Joker go to L.A.? Why would he leave Gotham, his home?
Yeah.
He's never run away from Batman before, which, of course, leads us to speculate, and that's kind of half the point of the show, where...
I don't know. I always just kind of took it as him just wanting to change the scenery.
That's the thing, though. I mean,
I never really took it Sorry, I just accidentally unplugged my mic. I never really considered it that much of a mystery.
Well, I mean, I'm saying one of these days in the show, I mean, again, either be in audio form or otherwise, we may
I
in
have a
fact
feeling it's going to come in the form of poison ivy, if anything.
but exactly, so which we know will be coming, hopefully
Yeah.
sooner rather than later. But yes, so that's the thing. Like, I think the speculation has been like, did he do it for Harley Quinn or to avoid, or basically just to avoid something with with Batman? I'm sorry. Let me rephrase it. To avoid falling into a rut with Batman. That's the thing. That's the thing closer to what you're saying. Because again, he just kind of changes scenes. Like, I've just done the same dance with Batman over and over again. I want to change things. That's kind of the question. So I just love that Joker. His Joker's interest is peaked here. And again, we've talked about some other Joker stuff, like the backbone of like his relationship with Harleen Quinzel is like someone asking the smart questions and some interpretations, which, good questions interest the Joker. This father's asking the right questions. I'm gonna give him some rope here. So I might use to hang him. So Joker's asking you, is there anything he can do that would disqualify him for forgiveness? And like, no, as long as you're truly repentant, as long as you're truly repentant, you're in good shape. What do you recall what the response is to this, Tiki?
No.
That he's crap out of luck. So again, it's the joke of religion to the Joker is absolutely of like, I can do all this terrible stuff, but if I'm repentant, I can go up there. That's crazy talk. Of course, he will never repent. Ergo, one-way ticket downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's see. So you never know what the future holds. Oh, I don't know about that. You're quite the optimist, Father. It comes from faith. And we have just the basically our big ending here, which is one more question. Any last words for a damned soul? And of course, big moment here, just again so horrifically done in the audio drama. Pulls a knife and just he's tearing through the mesh, and Joker is attacking the terrified father, saying, "God help me."
Yeah, that's kind of like the sounds dangerous moment, right?
Yeah. I love like the score too, which is like a really great kind of thumping score and everything, and like basically testing the father's theory, and just like, oh God help me! See, I told you so. he's laughing, and then we basically in the kind of the mid credit, well, not a mid credit, but he's calling Harley. I wonder, did Joshua Thomas pitch himself up for this, or did he get Kelsey Prabilski to do this Harley voice really briefly at the end?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, so basically he called Harley. Again, basically it's a little reminder at the end. Yeah, folks, it is indeed in Harley Quinn, the Joker versus the real world, in case anyone was curious if it was an offshoot. It's like, where's the car? I said I'd be in and out. Sorry. And she's there, and yeah.
I think right after this, they're going to go do the Hamilton video.
I mean, it's between the cracks, you guys. Entirely possible. It could be early as episode 2. It could be then. It could be anywhere. And again, I just love. I'm sorry. One thing I want to voice before we wrap this puppy up, just so I can get in there. The father asking the question, is it something or someone? I can't help but speculate. Is he seeking an answer to deep down as to why he would make the LA move? Like, it's because we know that the Joker doesn't think he loves Harley Quinn. Like he's a guy, like as far as like the Old Testament is like, like deep down, he loves Harley Quinn, but he'll never admit it to himself. But it's like, why would he uproot himself from home to entertain her fantasy? And like and I think we just applied to the religious thing that makes me curious. The thing got me thinking is that could the Joker asking about forgiveness be like him asking, is this move to LA a gesture of forgiveness for the years of abusing Harley? Is that why I'm doing this? But of course, it's very on brand that we don't answer these questions. We can't answer.
I feel stupid for like you're thinking beyond me as far as the lore goes here, man. I'm sorry.
I'm saying we don't need the answer.
These are literally questions I have never pondered.
I like that the questions are kind of there though, and they correlate. You don't need to draw them, but they're kind of there. Right, so what? Okay, fine. You know what? Just what do you think, Diggy? So let's wrap it up with final thoughts.
Yeah. I mean, I apologize. I'm kind of having an anxiety moment too, Dragon. So I'm just not on point right now. I apologize for my bad performance, which I am very self-conscious of right now. So, final thoughts. This is a very, very good endeavor. It's really cool to see Joshua Thomas jumping on the podcast train, the audio drama train. I think this is a really good fit for the Harley Quinn and the Joker versus the Real World series. I think it could definitely it could definitely hold up our anticipation for more episodes. It kind of God.
It's definitely got us on the hook for more, for sure. It's a good way to hold things off.
Yeah.
Unequivocally. Perfect start with a kind of a broad Joker one-off, and that'll possibly lead to more story-laden stuff, which I can guarantee you, folks, next episode will definitely get there. All right. So that does it for now until the next exciting reach into the Just Giggle Grab Bag. Won't you shake a poor sinner's